Hi, everybody. Um, Sorry for the technical difficulties yesterday. I need to make a video that talks all about our essay that is coming up for your learning and personality inventories. So, first of all, the essay assignment that goes with your learning and personality inventory stuff is found on Schoology. And first of all, I want to talk just about the idea that you've taken all of these inventories, and so what I'm really asking you to do is to take all of your results and the things that you learned the most from, and I want you to synthesize them together and make something meaningful out of it. And so what I don't want from this essay is for it to just simply be a report of all of the results that you've gotten on your tests. What I do want it to be is something where you're actually bringing meaning to those results and using the results to help you with something. So this is what the overriding question is going to be. And I won't highlight the whole thing, but the overriding question for your whole essay is going to be, how can my results on these tests help me achieve something, help me understand something about myself, or improve something about myself? You get to fill in the blank, whatever that might be. Some of you have talked about things like career paths or college majors or things like that. Others of you have been talking about relationships and things of that nature that you want to maybe give some of the tests to your family or a friend or something, and then you can spend the whole paper talking about how that's going to work. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to have you do before anything is on Schoology. I'm not going to do it now, but on Schoology, in the essay information folder, I have right here a sample essay. And this is one that was done a couple of years ago by one of my former students. It's not the best one, it's not the worst one, it's just solid. And this person, if you read it, kind of worked her way into the essay, and she said, after taking several personality inventories, I am able to better understand what the information from them means and how the strengths and weaknesses of my personality type affect my relationships and career choices. So she was using strengths and weaknesses from her results and focusing on relationships and career choices. So she's got paragraphs reflecting that. And then the answer to the big question is, ultimately, these results can help me achieve a life full of meaning and happiness. And so she's got all of the components there, answering that overriding question and sort of previewing how she's planning on doing it. So the very first body paragraph that she's written is kind of a data dump, and I'm okay with that. She had to talk about what her results were, but you'll notice that within each of the results, she talks about, the letter I stands for this, and this is what it means, and this is what it means to me. Letter N, the letter F, and then the letter J. And so she goes through her results and brings a little bit of meaning to them, so I understand where she's coming from. And then the next thing she did was then she went into the paragraphs. And this one was about relationships, and it's got a solid topic sentence. And then she goes into talking about exactly, what the results mean to relationships. And then career path, she's got a topic sentence. And then she goes into talking about careers and things like that. I would honestly like this to be longer. I'd like it to be even more in depth than she did, but I think her organization was pretty strong, and it made it really easy for me to to look at and to see where she was going with it. So if we go back then to the assignment, you're figuring out that overriding question. You're going to have an introduction paragraph, which honestly, I want you to write last. And we'll talk about that on another day. And then up to 3 body paragraphs. I'm assuming one of them is going to be kind of your data. If it makes more sense to just embed your data as you go, that's fine. Specifics, I'm looking for at least 2 to 3 pages. Honestly, these are typically like 3 to 4 pages. Once kids get going with them, they tend to be a little bit longer. But at the very least, I want it to be 3 pages, 2 full bleeding onto 3 is at the very least, okay? I normally don't allow first person pronouns in our essay writing. For this essay, it has to be in first person. However, I don't want you to use second person pronouns like you and your. And I think that is about it. You just have to figure out what it is you are going to use as your big takeaway. It's going to help me with what? Now, back to learning and personality links and things. There's the tests that you took last week, and then the articles. There's stuff about career, there's stuff about dating, there's stuff about family, there's stuff about friendship, Enneagrams, all of those types of things. So you can certainly read any of these articles and links. Otherwise, feel free to Google stuff. If you're focused on Enneagrams, for instance, and I'm an Enneagram 3, my husband is a 9. And so it's really interesting to just simply Google relationships between Enneagram 3 and 9, and I'll get all sorts of stuff for that. Then the last thing, essay information. I would like it if you would look through the intro and conclusion PowerPoint for me, and just make sure that you've read it. I want you to write your body paragraphs first, all of them, and then we're going to be doubling back to write our intro and our conclusion. You should be making forward progress on this essay basically every day. My plan is to check in with all of you either in class or online and see what your progress is looking like. Goals, I'd like by Thursday for my A group, I want you to have your data paragraph written, and then like your first body paragraph written. And the same thing goes for my B hybrid group kids on Friday. DLA kids, you just need to be making forward progress. And I'll be available for online questions and things as we go. I think that's it.